Woman to Woman, and I'm your host, Miss Nene.
And I'm your host, Lisa.
Today we're going to talk about a touchy subject, and it is abortion.
Would you have one? Have you had one? Should you have one? Let's talk about it.
Oh, I thought she was asking me personally.
How many times we got to go through this?
Oh, stop taking it personal?
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Don't take it personal. That's what Monica said, right?
There you go.
So, Ohio has a new heartbeat abortion bill that is on the governor's desk, which he ran for president. Okay, I can't think of his name. The governor of Ohio. I would have preferred to have him. Anyway, I'll get to his name sooner than later. So,
what exactly is the heartbeat?
The heartbeat bill states that at 6 weeks, there is a heartbeat. So, therefore, if you have, an Ohio bill that would ban abortions once a fetal heartbeat can be detected is headed to the governor's desk. So, it means that they said that the baby have a heartbeat at 6 weeks. Now, I believe conception is at immediately. That is not what I need to say.
Well, okay, let me back up. Just give me what the bill states.
Well, the bill says at 6 weeks, the baby has a heartbeat. So, therefore, you can't get an abortion.
And if
that's
you
what
do,
it's saying.
What would be the consequences if you did?
Jail.
So they would treat it like murder?
Yes, it's going to be a criminal offense. So all the kinks haven't been worked out because there's a lot of things they got to go through. But
here's my issue before you go any further.
Life begins at conception.
That's
my
your belief. And that's a Catholic belief up until the current Pope, who says something different. But up until present time.
Well, no, I don't know. Wait a minute. Let me take that back. I don't know if the Pope doesn't believe life begins at conception. The Pope has allowed birth control.
Okay.
Just like
But a lot of Catholics do not believe in birth control.
Right. That was the old
kind of like,
right. Because you're hindering procreation. Because we're here to procreate.
Okay. But my thing is this. It's not your choice if I have an abortion or not. That is my decision to do what I choose
with your body,
to do with my body.
Now,
I would have to deal with the consequences of having it or whatever your religious beliefs are or whatever. But that is a personal choice. I do not think that some state official or politician should be able to tell me whether I can abort or not. I am pro-choice. Okay, I've only been pregnant once. So one child. I mean, but don't think that I didn't we talked about that,
right.
So, but the bottom line is, I just don't think it's my job or my business to worry about what you do with your body.
I agree that a woman should be able to do whatever she wants to do with her body. So it's up to her if she has an abortion or not. Because you have the abortion pill.
I'm okay. Okay.
But there's a difference between the day after pill and the abortion pill.
Yeah, but
those
either way it goes, it should
pills.
come from a doctor and not over the counter at no pharmacy if you're over the age of 13.
Well, that's the world we live in.
That's
the voters get, but the people have spoken. They voted on it, and that's why it's over the counter. Before you had to go to the doctor.
There are complications and things that could happen. If you are aborting a child, you need to be under a doctor's care.
Exactly.
Bottom line. I don't feel like that's something that I should be able to go to Target and get.
But unfortunately, in this day, you can. And the sad thing about it is, if you are a responsible person and you care about your body, even after you took that after morning pill or the abortion pill.
I've taken the morning after pill before.
Okay, so you would go to the doctor.
While I was married.
To make sure. You stupid.
I did.
You would go to the doctor to make sure that you're good because most people don't know that you need to have a DNC. When you have an abortion, they need to scrape the lining of your uterus. So if you're taking that abortion pill And I don't know how it worked because, of course, it went back in my day.
Possibly. Now,
but no.
The abortion pill, you could take it up until how long? Because the morning after pill is only,
that's the morning after.
48 hours.
Right, but the abortion pill is different. It's an abortion pill. So I don't know if it's 3 months. Sorry, listeners, I didn't look all that up because I ain't interested. However, it is... it's more extensive. It's, like having an abortion.
Yeah, then you need to be at a scene.
But you need to go to you need to go to the doctor and get a DNC. And a lot of young ladies don't know this, and I'm sure on the package it says, see your physician, blah, blah.
But they won't, because most of the time, if a young child can get it, they're sneaking.
Exactly.
I have a problem with that. But I want to stay on topic because when we start talking about young kids having access to it, then we're going to end up with that whole topic we had.
But wait a minute. Ago. I'm sure they don't. I hope it would be behind the counter.
It is behind
where the pharmacists have to give it to
But they'll give it to them at a young age.
Wow. Okay. But this is another thing. Did you know, or do you know, what states that abortions are legal and illegal? I thought they were legal everywhere. I had no idea that abortions were still illegal in a lot of states.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Didn't Roe versus Wade, that's federal, right?
Yeah, but each state gets to mandate and decide how they're going to deal with abortions. Like Ohio. Ohio is the first state.
Oh, that's putting a cap on the timeline.
Right, because they're the first state that states there's a heartbeat at 6 weeks.
I've never heard that. Have you heard that before? At 6 weeks?
Well, but I don't need to, because I think it begins at conception.
Oh, right.
So I'm not into that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
On your Roe versus Wade in 73.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
73.
How many years? Whew, okay. They say that Roe versus Wade says that a nationwide right to abortion, states were prohibited to restrict abortions after viability. The point when the fetus has a reasonable chance of survival under normal conditions outside the uterus.
Okay, wait, don't go any further, because a feasible chance of survival, to me,
vitality.
For me, premature babies that come out, a baby born at 4 months gestation, the survival rate is not very high, right?
Right, it's low.
So, but that's 16 weeks. Right. But the Ohio
says
6 weeks.
But Roe versus Wade says that the definition of legal viability could range between 24 to 28 weeks. So that means you're at least 6 months pregnant. That is a full-fledged baby.
Well, abortion at that time is like a 2-day. It's a 2-day process, because you're really, you have a baby.
Yes, you have to have contractions, and you have to deliver that baby like a regular baby.
Yes.
But my point is, that's a full-fledged baby. That baby has everything.
Limbs,
all the organs are developed. They have everything. Now, the organs need more time to develop strongerly.
But they're there.
So, Ohio is saying 6 weeks, because 6 weeks is still a fetus.
Okay.
In the eyes of some.
First trimester is what? The first 3 months is considered first trimester,
which is what? 1 to 12 weeks. 3 months. It's 12 weeks.
Right. So
you 4 months.
That baby's not has no organs then, or
it does, but because you could have a baby at 4 months and it could be 1 pound. Preemies come out 1 pound.
But they don't. Do they survive?
Yeah, some of them did. I have a nephew that was a preemie that is striving and thriving to this day. So
how many months of preemie?
That I can't remember, but he was still tiny.
Right, but I know a lot of preemies that are regular striving people now.
And I had a cousin.
But when I say preemie, anything prior to 7 months is considered preemie.
Well, yeah, under 35 weeks.
Okay, something like that.
No, that's not right, because that's a full. Isn't 35 to 40, so it has to be under 30 weeks or something. I don't know. I know 24 to 28 gonna be a preemie all day.
But the closer you get to, 7 months, it's safer.
Correct.
So that's not even really what they're
7 months is How long are you pregnant for? 9.
They were pregnant for 9 months. I've heard people say we're actually pregnant for 10.
But you're not, because it only go, they say you can go up to 39 weeks.
40.
But that's, yeah, okay, but that's going over. I've never went that long with any of my children.
So, I don't know, but we ain't here to talk about preemies. The bottom line is, what you think about this criminal activity? Now it's going to be criminalized. I am a woman. I should be able to do what I want to do with my body. The government shouldn't have no authority to tell me what I can and cannot do.
State, they shouldn't tap into that.
Well, but you know, they always trying to go for our women's rights. We've been fighting against that for a while. That's nothing new. They're trying to take away Planned Parenthood. You know, you're trying to say all they're doing is abortions. That's not true because
Planned Parenthood, when I was younger, and, you know, Planned Parenthood was my doctor when I didn't want to talk to my mother.
But you know, not just that, they weren't mine. I went and I used a different identity. That's a whole nother story. But that counselor tried everything in her power to talk me out of it. Mm-hmm. So for you people to sit here and think they just sitting back, just doing it like it's okay. No, I mean, seriously. She tried everything in her power to get me to change my mind. Even turned me away, say, you got to come back next week. I need you to think about it. Call me on the phone. Then I got back down there. She want me in there an hour before. Well, I got to be here an hour before. Let me do what I need to do. Yes, she tried everything in her human nature. Mm-hmm. And she probably went home and prayed on it, you know. But
sounds like it.
I'm just saying, they're not there just to kill babies.
Right.
You know, they offer a lot of certain, the main one is birth control.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, they were my, you know, they when you go, I would go and get checks. Now, when I was ready for birth control, I went to my mother. You know, I was 17 or something like that. And I'm like, hey, I think I'm getting ready to do it. You know, first it was, you know, have a seat, we need to talk. She was like, oh, God, are you pregnant? And I was like, no. She was like, okay. And I told her, I think, you know, we talking about it. I'm getting ready to do it. And so she gave, you know, I went, okay, but I don't want to go to my pediatrician for birth control pills.
Well, I did, because me and my mother was open like that too. And I was like, well, I think I'm about ready. I think I'm going to have sex. So she was like, better be safe.
And they didn't have teen clinics back then like they do now.
No, it was my regular pediatrician. And she acted like my mama. Because she had to go through the steps and why, you know, it was a relationship.
Yeah, that's how it was then with everything when you're interacting. Now, no one cares. It's just move on.
Yeah, and when you get somebody, it's different.
But Planned Parenthood, places like Planned Parenthood and family planning, remember, it was like, those places weren't just put in place to just abort. You're right.
Right.
And when I went, it was like, okay, because I got my birth control from my pediatrician, but I don't want to go there with you. You know, because I used to drench remember I told you I couldn't get dressed unless I had powder all over me? I'm laying on the table. She's like, what is that? What is that? Okay, it's powder in my pubes. You freak. You know, after that, I was like, I'm done with her. You know, so I went to Planned Parenthood.
But they gave serious counseling.
And they gave
you the information you needed.
First of all, they try to discourage you from having sex at a young age.
Do.
16, 17.
That's why I don't know why they have such a bad rep. It's like, have you people ever been there? Obviously not. Because they're not, they are trying to discourage you.
But they will do the abortion, and that's where, but you know, you can go to Kaiser and get an abortion.
Really?
You can go can't you?
No. Kaiser does not offer abortions that I know of.
Well, let's call it.
Because I had it at the time and couldn't get
Wait a minute. Ooh, I had Kaiser too.
I don't think they do. Kaiser, I do not believe
they'll send you to one of those places.
No, I don't know. No, I told you I went under somebody else's name.
But if you have Kaiser,
I do not think to this day that Kaiser do
when
abortions.
I had Kaiser, I went and got the morning after pill at Planned Parenthood.
Oh.
I was married. I was never good with my pills, remember?
Yeah.
I would take like 4 pills every 5 days.
But
like,
I used to be like,
forgot
why you concerned? It took you 28 years.
to get pregnant.
I mean, at least
but
15.
After that, I was like, I'm good.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want another kid with you, sir. So, but I remember we went to Vegas and I didn't have my pills, and we left on Friday. We came back Sunday or Sunday morning, or we left Saturday and came back Monday morning, something. But I was like, hey, get off right here. It's a Planned Parenthood in Riverside. And I got the morning after pill.
Right.
He was irritated, because remember, he wanted more kids. And I was like,
Exactly.
dude, I'm going to be divorcing you soon.
But, I mean, they do pap smears.
They do everything. They have care.
Yes.
It's not just an abortion clinic. They get
That's
the rap
what people
for.
try to make it out to.
But as far as all of it, who are you to say what I can do with my body? And it's been controversy with women that have been raped and things like that. You can't make me have this child.
That's the thing about this Ohio bill. Like, what if you've been raped? What if it's
people are going to be traveling from state lines to take care of stuff?
It's a lot of things they got to work out. But the thing that scares me is if it went to Ohio, who knows when it's coming to California?
It moves. That's how it moves.
But I did not know it is so many states that abortion is illegal in. Okay, California, a couple
states where abortion is illegal.
Okay, you read the paper.
Oh gosh,
it's a lot of them.
Where?
Here it is, completely illegal. And
okay,
there's the states, and
it's illegal in Arizona. They're always a day late and a.
Wait a minute. Do they celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday? Wait a minute. I think they finally passed it, right?
That's what I mean. They're on some BS.
Yeah.
Okay, it's illegal in Arizona, Connecticut, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana.
Wow.
Michigan? Really? Minnesota, Missouri. Yeah, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada.
The whole capital of the world.
Right. Whole capital. New Hampshire, New Jersey, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. I am baffled.
And then you have some that have illegal with limits. Then you have wait periods. Like
California is illegal with limits.
Right, because you have a wait period in California.
I've never known about a wait period.
That's what it says over there now.
What?
Let's see. Yes. It's just
no, because it says no, it's not a wait period. California does not have a wait period. California has limits.
Okay.
So there must be some type of difference, because there on another column it says waiting period. And Alabama, where it's
California requires unemancipated minors to seek parental consent before getting an abortion. So that's one of the limitations. You have to have a parental consent.
So if my child got pregnant at the age of 16,
parental consent, yes, to have an abortion.
Wait a minute, but she can go get the damn pill from Target.
Well, the pharmacist shouldn't give her the pill.
But that's the new law that's passed. That's the most recent.
What do you mean? Not at 16.
Yes, they can.
At 16?
Can't they?
No, we didn't just vote on that. Not at 16. I'm like, in California, you need to be 18. So if that pharmacist give your daughter that pill, they going to lose their license and we can own the store. Or we ain't going to own it, but the store going to pay.
Some states have a mandatory ultrasound. Some states have counseling.
Yes, exactly.
Some states have at least one parent informed and at least one parent consent.
Yes.
Wow. Let's see, California. Okay, is It's legal in California. Legal with limitations.
Mm-hmm.
No waiting period. No mandatory ultrasound. No counseling needed.
This is California.
Yep.
We just like gone to kill a baby.
No one parent needs to be informed.
Well, there you go. That's why they could give her the pill.
And no one parent, and you do not need at least one parent's consent.
Well, there you go. Wow. That's why they can give it to her.
But trip this. Alabama is completely it's legal in Alabama. They do have limits, like California limits. The trigger laws, I'm not even going to get on. Alabama has a waiting period. They do require mandatory ultrasound.
Okay.
They do require counseling.
Okay.
And at least one parent has to be informed, and at least one parent has to consent.
But in California, they don't require counseling, right?
Nope.
But in Planned Parenthood, they give you counseling.
Yeah, but you can tell them to get the hell out the room.
Well, right, but at the end of the day, they still give you counseling to try to make sure you have the proper information. But look at all those states.
But isn't Planned Parenthood national? I mean, they have them all over the states, right?
You mean the country?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
The country.
I don't know. But I'm just saying, they have to be, because it's such a big thing, with
it can't just be
the
California
politician,
right?
Exactly. But I was shocked to read that list too. Like, I don't know why I thought abortions was legal in all states of America,
right?
Because you have these stories back in the day where these women did these in-home abortions and all this crap, and they suffered and they couldn't have children, and they wanted to, but I thought that was the whole purpose of Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
But when you do a federal law and then you still give the states,
it's just like not to get off subject, but it's the same with how the marijuana law is.
Exactly.
Exactly,
because
I need for the state and the federal
to line up.
Be in
exactly
in the same. But as far as abortion, I don't care what state you're in. The bottom line is you definitely. It is not an official's job to tell you what to do, what's best for your body.
Not.
And that's the whole issue. Now, if you're married, I think that's a decision you should
between you and your spouse.
You know, but it's too many. Let me back up. And I have a problem with women that use abortion as a form of birth control.
Ooh, I knew a lot of them.
That is a problem for me. I know being young, younger. I know a few, and I hope that they wouldn't do that now. But there's too many options out there for you to use abortion as a form of birth control, and not only you shouldn't be out there doing it raw dogging like that anyway. Now, if it's you and your husband being careless, then you need to get that taken care of. And you and
your girl ain't no different. Even if y'all have a long-term relationship, if y'all know y'all don't want no kids, because at the end of the day, if you raw dogging, you don't care about having kids.
Right.
Because it's a possibility that it can happen. So let's grow up, people. But at the end of the day, I don't ever want the government, the state, nobody telling me what to do with my body. I don't want them telling me a lot of things what to do. I don't want the government having a say in my life. That's why it's a democracy. But then we, the people, vote for certain things. And on this particular bill, the people don't get a vote, but that's where the House of Representatives come in, and you need to know who is your representative, because
and what their beliefs are before you put them in
office.
Place.
Exactly, because they're voting for you.
Yeah.
So that is just unbelievable, but it's not, because, like I said, I believe life starts at conception, but that's just me.
And I teeter on that. I can't agree with you 100%.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's cool. You have our quote of the day?
I do.
While Lisa's getting that, I just want to say, reiterate.
John Kasich. He's the governor of Ohio.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Rick Brett sent me that real quick.
Thank you very much. Yeah, he
I
would have made
just
a
want to
good
say
president.
that we have to take responsibility in matters that involve other lives. It is our personal decision to make the best choice for, for ourselves. Watch who you put in office so these type of bills aren't in your state.
Mm,
You ready?
no, it's just, and at the end of the day, we're here to procreate.
Right.
I know a lot of people are like, it's a lot of people in the world. Not really.
Be
It's
fruitful
about
and
life.
multiply.
Exactly, because
Coming from a person with one child.
it's it's just sad that
But nowadays
we're not procreating. No, because the millennials, they only want 1 to 2 kids.
that's all they can afford.
That's not
Yeah.
true. You can afford a lot. It's about your lifestyle.
Yeah.
What are you willing to give up and what are you willing to sacrifice?
I'm done. I don't care.
You've been done. Hey, yours is a blessing. You didn't think you can have that one. But I'm just saying,
A blessing.
I did my time. I'm good.
Well-
Look, I did my time.
Exactly.
Okay, so the quote of the day: if everyone is thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking. Yeah. If everyone is thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking. So chew on that for a while, people, and be responsible adults. If you want to have children, do your thing. If you don't, protect yourself. And you don't need to protect yourself just from not having a baby. You need to protect yourself from STDs and AIDS and HIV and a whole lot of other things that comes with that. Exactly. So have a good day, people.